Dower, you were the leading tackler going into this game and just have really been a big leader on this team. The defense really made a stand here, especially the pass rush really shutting down this quarterback. What was the message on that side of the ball going into this game, and how did you guys really put that all together?
Yeah, going into the week, it was a big emphasis for us as a defense to show what we're capable of. We've been very inconsistent, first half and second half. So we know we were capable of because we showed it, in the first half or the second half of any game. For us, it was just putting it all together for all the 4 quarters. And for us, I think it showed for that game.
So you were supposedly questionable going into the game, and Summerall said he was going to leave it up to you. He trusted you to decide whether you could play. Was it even a close call for you? And how did you feel going out there?
Yeah, no. It was kind of crazy. Something like that. I've never had anything happen to my knee before, so it was kind of scary for a second. And then once I came back with MRI that nothing was torn, I knew since then I was going to play. And he gave me the opportunity. I could choose if I wanted to stay out, how I felt and everything, and how I felt going throughout the practices. But I knew once the guy at the MRI told me it wasn't torn, I was playing.
So is that about as nervous as you've been waiting for that result of the MRI?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that go through your head throughout that whole time. So having some news like that is good. So I was happy.
You and Josh Remitich, obviously from Holy Cross, he missed some practice last week too, and then had a heck of a game. But what does it mean to you guys being from the same high school, playing such a huge role on this team, and what's your relationship like with him?
Yeah, no, it's really special to grow up together. Y'all say it started in high school. For us, it started in Pac football in the West Bank, playing baseball together since we've been 5 years old. So it's special to to grow up together and then be able to be leaders on a team like this and do special things together. To accomplish the things that we're accomplishing is special. To do that with a friend that you've been friends with for a long time. So, when we get to look back at this from years from now, it's going to be awesome to tell stories about.
What do you remember the most from Pac baseball on the West Bank?
Man, so I think if anybody in New Orleans, when you hear Pac baseball or just Pac in general, you think about the mosquitoes back down there. There's nothing that competes with the mosquitoes out there. You're leaving there with mosquito bites that will last months long. So I think when you think about Pac on the West Bank, that's what you think about.
Going to the game this week, Jacob Zeno is a guy that you've seen, I believe, a couple times now in his career at UAB. From maybe previous matchups, what's the thing that stands out the most about him as a QB?
Yeah, I think our coaches told us about it. His completion percentage is really high. He's very good at just getting the ball out of his hands. He's a great athlete. He showed that last year against us, and he shows it this year. So for a guy like that, you go against somebody like that, you always got to be aware of him pulling the ball down, being able to run, and just being able to get hands on your balls early against him is going to be key for us, I think.
I was going to say, is that the most important thing, is trying to take the run away from him?
So obviously it always starts with the run game. With the run game, if you can keep that going, you can open up the pass game. So stopping the run for us is key. And then just getting hands on balls early is with him. Not letting him complete those balls early is going to be big.
UAB hasn't had the best start to this season, but how much is it maybe about this team playing to its standard versus the opponent?
Yeah. So I've played UAB, I think, since my freshman year, and I think no matter what, I've played them when they beat, I want to say BYU. I could be wrong, but they beat somebody in a bowl game that was very significant win for them when they were I think they were 10-2 or something like that, or 9-2. And we played them last year when they weren't doing well again and we were doing well. That coach, their head coach, does a great job of always getting they're a tough team, and I've say that to anybody when they ask what's UAB. They're the toughest team and the most physical team you'll play probably throughout the whole season. Just the way they bring it, that head coach does a really good job. So I think for us, knowing what we're capable of and just keep taking those strides within the details and showing what we are as an offense and a defense. Just being out there and just being very effective against a team that's going to come in here and give you their best shot.
I'm looking back at the review. What do you remember from playing them last year, overcoming a slow start and eventually pulling off the victory there?
Yeah, so actually, unfortunately, I didn't get to play in the game last year. I played only in the first 3 snaps. But being able from the sideline, obviously you get to take more in than you do playing in the game. For us, it was misfitting gaps here. Like it was all about having one player missing their fit or one player missing their coverage. It wasn't the whole defense just messing up. Like it wasn't the calls. It was just guys not being in the right spot. So that's with us kind of how it started off in the first few games for us, not being detailed within our coverages and our gaps. Knowing this last game, showing that we're capable of, doing what we need to do, all 11 players doing what they need to do. So for us, it's going to be keep doing that and keep showing up, no matter even if it's bad, like not getting down on each other and just keep pushing towards, like even if there's bad going on, just keep pushing towards, good and keep pushing towards the next play. So I think that's going to be good for us.
When we spoke at Media Day last year, I believe you said that your defensive coordinator had been your linebackers coach every year up until really this year, because Shiel Wood was the linebackers coach for you guys last year. What is it like having, a designated linebackers coach in Taylor Polk, and how has he really helped your guys' unit come along this year?
Yeah, so pretty much all my years in college, the DC has been my linebacker coach. So within that, it's kind of difficult because he's always worried about a lot of things, and sometimes you don't get those one-on-ones that you do. But with Coach Taylor Polk, like I think if there's any linebacker out in the country that wants to play true linebacker, like he's the ideal coach for it. There's not one thing that man won't do for you, go out his way to get you better. Like he is the most ideal linebacker coach. So for him to be in this building and be able to be my linebacker coach is a blessing. And I'm excited. Like the things he's done for me this season is exceptional. So I'm so excited to be a part, of this journey with him. And I know feels the same way about me. So, with me and him together, I think we can do some special things.
And then lastly, one of the things John Summerall said was good teams are coach-led, great teams are player-led. And between you and Sam Howard, there's really a lot of leadership there in that room. Having him come on later on in the summer, what's it been like, again, kind of working alongside him? And have you guys kind of felt like that second level, you're able to really set the tone with him as your counterpart?
Yeah, so with Sam coming in, it's difficult to, build relationships when things are going so fast and you can't really have these great building bond relationships when you're worried about, this and that. It's hard to sit down and talk to somebody and build, a great relationship. But me and him, for some reason, just have connected very well. We see a lot of things the same way, and to be able to have somebody that's a leader like that next to you that sees the same things that you see and that wants that greatness is special. And I think our friendship and the way that we push each other kind of infects in ways on the other team. Everybody seeing how we push each other, I think, is a great show of leadership for everybody else. So having him next to me, every game and throughout this leadership role that we have is special. Thank you all.